What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Dylan back here for another video, and today I am continuing the series that I started in 2017. I'm looking at the top 5 candidates for both offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Last year, not so hot. Did not pick the correct winner in either category. I picked Leonard Fournette and Myles Garrett for offensive and defensive rookie of the year respectively, and neither of them became the rookie of the year. Marshawn Lattimore and Alvin Kamara won those respected awards. I think it's a little bit more excusable to not have Kamara on the list, considering he was not a first-round draft pick, but Marshawn Lattimore not even being in the top 5, inexcusable. Don't know why I didn't have him. This year, I have a little bit more confidence as to who it is. In the offensive rookie of the year candidacy, you only have 3 positions. It's quarterback, running back, or wide receiver. No other position is going to do it. Not an offensive lineman, not a tight end. I'm sorry. It's just the way that it is. The defensive landscape is a little bit more wide open, and you're going to see that list on Thursday. But today, I'm looking at the top 5 offensive rookie of the year candidates. So if you guys enjoyed this video, like it, comment below who you think should be on this list, and you know what? Let's go ahead and get started. At number 5, I've got DJ Moore coming out of Maryland, going to the Carolina Panthers. Now, some people are going to question why I got DJ Moore here at number 5 if I had him as the 5th best ranked receiver in this draft class. Why would I do such a thing? Well, I think DJ Moore is going into a really good position. Here's why. Carolina's receiving core in 2017 was terrible. Greg Olsen was out for most of the year, so the only reliable receiver, game in and game out, was Devin Funchess. Now, if you got to rely on Brenton Bursick to be the target, one of the lead receivers, I don't think your receiving core is very good. Now, they got DJ Moore, who I think is going to be way more reliable, and the receiver class for last year was not very good, so to put a receiver on this list is a little bit risky, but I'm putting him here at the number 5 position because I think he's going to get a lot of targets. If he stays healthy, he's going to have a good quarterback in Cam Newton throwing in the ball, going deep, maybe 20, 30-yard passes, and being at least a little bit more explosive than the offense that we saw in 2017 for Cam Newton, considering there was no receivers. So with a guy like DJ Moore coming into this position with a team that didn't make the playoffs last year and having a bigger threat as a receiver than Brenton Bursick, I think DJ Moore is going to have a decent time getting some good targets and making a position for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So at number 5, I got DJ Moore. At number 4, I've got Kerryon Johnson coming out of Auburn and going to the Detroit Lions. Again, some people will question my decision here at number 4, considering I didn't have Kerryon Johnson in the top 5 on my running back draft class. So what is it? Well, again, it's the same with DJ Moore at number 5. It's all about the fit. And at Detroit, I think this is a perfect selection. I think this is a great fit for Kerryon Johnson and the Detroit Lions. Detroit has a terrible run game. I've been joking around for the last year that they haven't had a running back go for 100 yards in a game in over 4 seasons. I don't even understand how that's physically possible. Only 2 teams in the NFL didn't have that this season, the Detroit Lions and the Seattle Seahawks being those 2 teams. But with Kerryon Johnson being in Detroit, you're at least making it better off the bat. No question about it. You're going to make this team better because Kerryon Johnson is at the running back helm. He's going to take most of the carries for Detroit. I know he's got Amir Abdul and Theo Riddick taking some carries as well, but Kerryon Johnson's going to be the leader of that rushing attack, and he's going to make them instantly better. Will he break this curse of not having a running back go for 100 yards in a game? I don't know, but he has a way better chance than Detroit has had in the last couple of seasons. I guarantee you that. So Kerryon Johnson, a guy that I think is reliable and had a very good career in Auburn, especially his last season, and is very tough, I think is a good selection for Detroit. So at number 4, I got Kerryon Johnson. At number 3, I've got Ronald Jones coming out of USC and going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can already hear the hate from Mr. AC. But in all honesty, the reason I have Ronald here at number 3 is because he's going to get a lot of playing time. With some rookies and trying to put them on this list and whether they should be on this list, it's hard to tell because you don't exactly know how much playing time they're going to get. That's why quarterbacks are very difficult to put in this position because unless that they're a really struggling team, you can't really put them on here. However, with Ronald's situation, look at the Tampa Bay running back depth chart. There's not a lot of talent for him to overcome to be the starting running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fact, I think the only person that even has a chance is Jaquez Rodgers. And we're talking about Jaquez Rodgers here. I don't think that's much of a obstacle for Ronald, who was a very good runner at USC. I think he finished in the top 5 rushing yards for USC in their entire history. So Ronald is a very good running back. He's going to be explosive. He's going to be very powerful. He's a very good second half running back. If he starts out, not so well in the second half, he knows how to turn it on. And I think there's a lot of potential. And I know Tampa Bay looks to be working on him, catching out of the backfield, which is something that he did not do a lot in USC. So that is a main focus of them in Tampa Bay, and I think they're going to make him better. It's a good fit, like I said, for number 4 and number 5. If you make this list, you got to be a good fit, and I think Ronald at Tampa Bay is a good fit. So number 3 is Ronald Jones. At number 2, I've got Calvin Ridley from Alabama going to the Atlanta Falcons. I think this is a great fit for him. I think this is a perfect destination for Calvin Ridley. With a receiver like this, as a rookie receiver, you want to win. I know you're going to get a lot of targets even on a crappy team, but you might not have the best quarterback in the world. Here, you've got Matt Ryan, who is not the best in the world, but he's questionably, a top 10 QB, did win the MVP 2 seasons ago. This team in the Atlanta Falcons continues to win. They were in the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. They got to the divisional round last year after beating the LA Rams, who were the top offense in the league last year. The Atlanta Falcons have proven themselves to be quite the contender over the last couple of seasons. And for a rookie like Calvin Ridley, that's all you could ever ask for. You have a teammate in Julio Jones, who's probably the 2nd or 3rd best receiver in the game. If they're going to put 2 defenders on him, Calvin Ridley has a better opportunity at getting some high-quality targets. And like I said, Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. He's not the best in the world, but he's going to have to go to multiple targets. And a guy like Calvin Ridley can be seeing more targets than probably other rookie receivers this season. So I really like this fit here for the Atlanta Falcons. They went down to trade for Julio in his draft. Now they're getting I think the best receiver this season for the rookies here in the first round. I think it's a good selection. I think it's a good destination. So number 2 is Calvin Ridley. And at number 1, was there any question on God's green earth? It's Saquon Barkley, the best athlete in the draft. I know Baker Mayfield was drafted number 1, but in terms of pure athleticism, Saquon Barkley was the unquestioned choice for number 1 on this list. He did everything at Penn State. He was an amazing runner. He was a great receiver. He returned kicks, for God's sake. He has it all, and it looks like he is the premier talent in this class. And especially for a running back talent, it's very difficult to be drafted in the top 5. But it seems like Saquon has all the potential in the world to be one of the greats. I mean, you saw what he did in Penn State. He had a terrible offensive line, a dreadful offensive line, one of the worst in the entire country. And yet, he still overcame the odds and had one of the best seasons I've seen in a long time. Also, the New York Giants have a terrible offensive line. It's not really an advantage, but considering Saquon Barkley has been used to the situation before, he might be better than most when coming into this situation. The New York Giants need a big pickup after a terrible 2017. They're getting back OBJ, and they're getting, this really great talent here at the number 2 selection. Saquon Barkley has all the potential in the world, and I'm interested to see if he capitalizes it here in his rookie year. He's my number 1 selection for the Rookie of the Year offensively. So that's going to do it for me, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Gronk spike the like button, as we used to say on the channel. Comment below, who do you feel should be on this list? Do you think that somebody should be taken out and replaced by somebody that's already on my list? Comment below, what's your top 5? I want to hear it. I'm going to respond to all the comments. I want to know what you guys feel. Subscribe to The Bottom Line View. More NFL content. We are doing this top 100 list that was voted by myself, AC, and Mitch. Mitch is making those videos. You guys saw part 1 last night. You're going to get more of those later on, coming down in the next couple of days. And you'll also be getting my next video of the defensive candidates for Rookie of the Year on Thursday. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a great video, just like all the content you see here on The Bottom Line View. So thank you guys for watching. Dylan, peace.